Hey, good evening. We're back. So we left off where I was going to off stream. I leveled up the characters, and we left Market Square and went back to the Heart. And I'm hoping this loads up where I left off correctly. And I may off stream be respecking some of my characters now that I've been playing them a little bit, but we'll see. So we walked in. I think I got everybody. Yeah, I didn't level up Ember because she's not in my party right now. Does that show up fairly? Yeah. Okay. Let's. So what do I need to do in here? I needed to sleep. That's the first thing I need to do. And then we need to go Stolen Moon. Wooljeff wants to talk to us. And I think we need to talk to... Can we come over here? Let's talk to Erebeth, see if she's anything for us. Ah, I found Jana Aldori, like you asked. Yes, thank you. It's good to have her back. We need every fighter we can get. I suppose it's asking too much to want fighters that are sober as well. Good. Okay.
I'm gone.
Oh, a little cutscene here. The Defender's Heart greets you with unexpected liveliness. Beyond the walls of the tavern, the once bustling, festive city lies in ruin. But somehow, none of that can be felt within these walls. The people in the room are talking, laughing, raising toasts, even singing, softly singing. It doesn't look like your typical tavern revelry, but nor is it the grim vigilance of recent days. Sayla waves to you. She's sitting at a table with the trio you previously met, the knight, half-elf, and red-headed halfling. Cytra! Come, let me properly introduce you to Elan, Jana, and Curl, the fearless warriors of the League of the Inspiring Cart. Sayla pushes a mug of beer towards you and speaks softly. It was me who convinced Erebeth to use what Jana, Curl, and Ellen found for a little party. If you look out the window, you might think the end times had come, and the abyss has devoured us all. I thought some simple pleasures of food, good company could keep the gloom at bay. She looks at you hesitantly, trying to gauge reaction. Okay, well, my reaction is, Chrome just crashed. So, reload Chrome. And we can probably log. Okay. Here. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so what are our answers? Our answers are good. I understand we need to continue living and fighting, however hard that might be. This isn't safe. What do we do when the demons attack? Never turn down merrymaking and good company. Let's do this. Good. Allow me to declare my support for Sela's decision as well. Experience tells me that we should shed no tears until after our victory. If we start to mourn the fallen while the battle is still raging, we'll be jeopardizing all of our efforts. Now is the time for rest. We'll bury the dead after the last demon has been driven from Kumbara. Jana, hey, are we just going to sit here with grim faces? I say we get to know each other a little better, so we have better reasons to toast. Okay. So tell me about you and your order, Alan. Alon? As stories go, it's not very entertaining. I was born far in the south in Doran. In Doran. I lost my parents early, led a life of simple mercenary, but often questioned the path I'd chosen. I'm proud of my sword skills. I enjoyed training in drills. I'm not afraid of battle, but risking my life for coin takes a special mindset to choose with that lot, no regrets. You have to want to risk your blood. I saw too many of my friends die and wondered if it was worth it. So in the end, I decided to choose another path. Now I'm going to lay down my life. At least I'll do it for a good cause. That's how I ended up in Mendev. I became a squire for the Houndhearts. It's a small order. By tradition, it never has more than 12 members, and a new member is only knighted after one of the elders dies. We patrol the lands along the Wardstone line and provide aid to travelers and settlers. Unfortunately, death is common among the Houndhearts, and I became a full knight 2 years ago after laying my mentor to rest. But I'm content with my choice. My place is among the Crusaders. Have you been serving in the Eagle Watch long, Jaina? I signed up 4 days before the demon attack. Am I lucky or what? Jaina lets out an overly boisterous laugh. I'm the apprentice of a famous fencing master from Mivan. I learned a thing or two from him, believe me. I soon got bored of fighting off bandits and getting involved in the petty squabbles of the bickering river kingdoms. I wanted a proper challenge. You can't find a better place than Mendev. And you know what? The moment I arrived, the demonic invasion began. My father would say that's no accident. Fate brought me here. What about you, Curl? How'd you end up among the condemned? I just did what everyone else was doing. I grew up in the slums, where everyone else stole a little, or maybe smuggled, or guarded stashes, But I never killed anybody. I never did anything really bad. I got caught stealing, and they made me choose between prison and the condemned. Well, of course I didn't want to go to prison. I'm not that good a fighter. But as Norgorber is my witness, the thief can also be useful in war against demons. I've always been a good scout, and I could sneak under the nose of any monster. But I don't know where my friends are now. We got separated when the demons rampaged through the city. Chin up, friend. Whoever you were in the past, you're our friend now, and a crusader. Your skills will be useful to us. You'll see. Are we just getting new party members? How do you all know Sela? I met my noble sister on the road to Canabras. I was returning from the south from my fiancé and was so happy to be in the company of a paladin of Iomade. We said our farewells in the city gates, and I went north along the road to Dresden to my orders camp. Alon's face grows grim at the mention of the camp. The demons attacked us there, and at the same time they struck Canabras. But we managed to fight them off. We hurried to the city's aid and joined forces with the Eagle Watch. All of my fellow Houndhearts were wounded during battle on the streets. I'm the last knight of my order who can still fight, and it's good to see Sela again. Every loyal heart counts these days. Earl says, I met Sela at the tavern in Canabras. I'm going to say this Canabras. I like Canabras better. I don't know why, but before the attack, of course, she was one of the few who would sit at the table with the condemned. Knights usually don't look at us, but Sela was different, and I knew the moment I saw Jaina. That's what made me notice Sela too. I sat down to talk to her. I never understood why anybody treated the condemned so horribly. I still don't. Our Curl's a great lad. But after that night, Sela and I went around the taverns together every day. Sela, Mendev is an amazing place. People from all over the world come here for glory, redemption, or to help those in trouble. And they always find each other. This might be the best place in the world to find like-minded people and friends. That was a toast, in case you didn't notice. Sela, did you just call me over because? Or was something the matter? I just want to talk about today's celebration. You see, I didn't just want to talk about this. See, Alon is in trouble. I want to help him, and I don't know anyone else in the city I can turn to. His fellow knights were all wounded in battle. Alon shakes his head. Bad idea, sister. I told you, I don't want to bother anyone else with my problems. I need to handle them on my own. Oh, come on. Hiding your sadness from your friends is no way to live. Carl's right. Cytra helped me find you. Without her help, I'd still be looking for you all over Canterbury. So, Alon, come on, stop being stubborn. Just tell me more. He shakes his head. In truth, I do not wish to impose. My problems are just minor troubles. The paladin of Iomade and her friends certainly have more important things to do, especially now that Canterbury is overrun with demons. I mean, I just showed up in the town. Not with them. If I've learned anything in life, it's that there's nothing minor about good and evil. Sheila begins seriously, but then a smile lights her face. Take the three of you, for example. It seems like all you did was save one cart from some lesser demons, but look at how many people are happy now. That feat will never be sung of in songs. But who knows, maybe thanks to this one joyous hour of peace and rest, the defenders of Canterbury will find the strength to protect the city. Sheila catches her breath. I talk too much, don't I? Well, Sir Alon, I want you to help you. And my reputation as a holy warrior of Iomade won't suffer if it's more of a minor adventure than a glorious feat. The knight sighs and seems a little embarrassed. All right, I'll explain. The life of a crusader has given me more than just a purpose and a chance to serve a righteous cause. When I abandoned the life of a mercenary and came to Menda, I gained something else I never expected. It's here that I met, may all the ladies here forgive me, the finest girl in the world. It's a miracle she found any love in her own heart for a bungler like me. I'm not about to let this miracle go. Not even the demon lord Dascari and all of his demon army can stand in my way. Luckily, my beloved is now safely away from Canterbury. For half a year, I've been getting up my courage to propose her. I even ordered a ring from Derek Sunhammer, the best jeweler in Mendet. Independent nightly orders live mostly off donations, and I'm not what you'd call rich. But I still want to make Kina happy. So it took me 3 months to find a jewel the same shade of her eyes, and twice that long to scrape together enough money. Master Derek's work was worth it, but I lost the ring during the demon attack, and I'll probably never find a worthy replacement. Wooljiff? Aging Wooljiff. The ring was most likely still at the Harmed Hearts camp outside the city. Alon and his friends didn't have time to pack up the camp. First the demons ambushed him, then they rushed off to Canterbury. I think we should at least go back and check. Not right now, of course, but once the situation is seasoned. What were we running into in the camp? My friends and I killed 2 large demons attacking the camp, then rode straight to the city without spending much time cleaning up the rest of their band. It was only a few M's, but they might still be at the camp. Of course, this was a while ago, and our camp was attacked at the same time as the ward stone in the main square. I haven't been back there since. Fine, I'll help. Thanks for agreeing to help. Alon is a good man and a true knight, and I think the world should repay those who are devoted for doing good. Let's help him so he can propose to his beloved the way he wanted. Sela, I hope you can convince Arabeth to let me go with you when you do this. I don't want to be parted from my friends. Of course, if the League of the Inspiring Cart can come together in this dark hour, we must continue onward together. Okay, so we got another quest. So let's go talk to this noble survivor. Nothing. We were gonna go talk to Anevia. Okay, nothing to say. We really need to sleep. I mean, look at my exhausted. Everybody's exhausted. Let's go. Wooljiff wanted to talk, so let's go talk to him. Oh wait, we also need to talk to this guy. Hold on, let's save and talk to Thorn. I met Kalesa. Are you certain of your allegations? I am. Her misdeeds are terrible and proven with absolute certainty. She claims she doesn't serve the demons. Of course she does. In an attempt to buy her life, she was stooped to the boldest and most egregious lies. Who would you trust, hers or mine? Well, I let her go. Go. Good fortune to you. Okay. Who did I just click on? A young man, well-trained, simple and resident on his chest, despite his exhaustion and works of zeal, singing a tune about some red braids and ripe sheaves of wheat under his breath. He raises a warm chestnut-colored eyes to you. Are you one of the Crusaders? Thank you for defending those whose talents lie off the battlefield. I am Jurnal, servant of Aristotle. Pleased to meet you. What are you doing? I only took my holy orders recently, so my God has only bestowed a little of his power upon me. I'm sorry to say that the number of wounded fighters in Cytra is far beyond my power to heal, but there's a reason people say have faith in the gods, but look to yourself first. I may not be able to help the wounded with magic, but I can at least cut up bandages. No, I was passing through Canterbury. I was sailing down that old man ours, the great sullen river, to a village by the name of Chilly Creek. I happened to land in the city on the eve of the festival, and I'm ashamed to say I decided to stay for a day and enjoy myself. I ended up staying in the city longer than I bargained. Chilly Creek, where's that? It's a small fishing village, not even marked on some maps, but people do live there. They don't have a priest. They have no one to heal their wounds, no one to offer prayers and for a good catch, no one to give the dead a dignified burial, and the world wounds a stone's throw away. I'll be sailing for Chilly Creek to serve my God and my people. Once we've held Canterbury, I'll be going there. If by the grace of the good gods we all survive this, you should come visit me sometime. You'll find the village here, on the bank of the river, and he marks Chilly Creek on my map. Aren't you a young and inexperienced cleric? Afraid to go to the border of the world wound? I won't lie, I'm afraid, but what can I do? Those villagers are simple people like you and me. Every day their short lives are spent doing hard, honest work. That's exactly the kind of life I want. Something simple but meaningful. If I had centuries ahead of me like the elves and some other races do, I might have spared 50 years to sort of travel the world. Or maybe even 100, why not? But I don't have that time to spare. I want to spend my short life in the place where I need it the most, even if it's dangerous, especially if it's... Well, I could use help of a cleric. Aristotle knows I'd be glad to help you, but it's no use. My spells are depleted and I have no training in potions or scrolls. See this robe I'm cutting up for bandages? It's the second to the last one. Okay, well, I have to go. Okay. This is why we talk to people with names. Okay, let's go talk to Wolf.
Psst, look, Chief, I got something to show you. Ta-da! A real beaut, isn't it?
Wait, he has the Moon of the Abyss? Did you have this amulet the whole time?
Since that night, Chief, Melround didn't even set eyes on it. While he was dealing with the golem, I sneaked past them, and that was that.
So you did? Wait, you were searched by the guards. How did you manage to hide it?
Thieves have their ways.
Why didn't you give the amulet to Karasimi right away? Wait, no. Why did you steal the Moon of the Abyss? You wouldn't have been able to sell an item so rare anyway.
Why, she asks. It's expensive, pretty. And you know, it's my amulet, actually. Not meaning I stole it, but I mean, this is my inheritance. My grandma and I were poor. All we had was a jewelry box with the moon in it. She used to store it under the floor in the basement, and she'd take it out sometimes just to look at it.
Okay.
She was always nicer when she had a few drinks in her, so I could ask her things then. One time I asked where she got it from, and she said it was from a demon, You know, the demon who was my grandfather. He said the moon was to be passed down. My mom was good for nothing and nobody, so that's why Grandma decided to keep the amulet for me. She used to say it would be mine when I grew up.
Ah.
But she couldn't wait until I grew up. She squandered my inheritance when she became a drunk. Took it to Fileman's shop and pawned it. He gave her some coppers for it, and she didn't even haggle. Just grabbed them and ran back to the tavern before last orders.
Oh, that's terrible.
I've been going to Fileman's to look at the moon ever since I was a kid. He chased me away, but I just kept going back, so eventually he gave up. He didn't skimp on security. The place was like a fortress, so he wasn't worried about a street rat like me pinching anything.
Okay.
Even when I got more skilled, I couldn't get any closer to it. One day, I had no one to go with. Another day, there were only oafs who'd never stolen anything more than a church donation box. But when Charisme had planned everything out, I realized I had a chance to get the moon and move away from here. Maybe to Garen. I hear it's warmer there. I've stayed with the family for too long.
So you deceive the people who considers you a friend? Not the way you treat your friends.
Family, friends. You know, some people don't believe in gods, so gods don't exist for them. And I don't believe in family. All that heartwarming talk about sticking together. Ugh. People like to say those things, but when push comes to shove... Sister Charisme used to say that us tieflings were one family, and you see how that turned out. And did you hear that excuse for an apology? I did the right thing, and I was right to want to run when I just planned on stealing the Moon of the Abyss. Everything turned out as it should. Whatever you think, I owe you. I'm not just a thief, I have my own business selling things. Thanks to you, I'm still in the family, and we have the black market sewn up in this city. It's a good way to sell valuables.
Okay, I like that.
So, if you need anything, a scroll or something, just say the word. I have a little portal to our people in Erosian. You put a note there, and you get what you need. I can't get you anything big, but what they do have is all high quality. Nothing's too good for you.
Okay. I like that. Show me what you can get using your little tiefling connection. I want to know more about you. Are your family tieflings too? My family's an interesting story, actually. Don't tell us the same. My father and mother had a bakery in their life. It was great. But the gods never blessed them with any children. One day, my mother went to the river to wash some clothes and saw a basket floating downstream. Inside the basket was a baby, adorable, chubby, and fast asleep. It was yours, truly. In my hand was a note spritzed with expensive perfume that said, "Take care of my little angel." My mother brought me home, and she and my father realized right away that I was heaven sent. Oop. They raised me as their own. When I turned 15, my mother showed me my baby blanket. It was embroidered with the coat of arms of an unknown kingdom in all gold thread. Interesting, that other tiefling that was at that shop had gold thread. Ever since then, I've been looking for my real parents, but it's not easy, and traveling takes money. So if you've got a few coins, I'll pay you back as soon as I find my real family. I give you my word. That doesn't sound very believable. Seriously, usually everyone just believes everything I say. People love stories like that. You know, a cute baby, blanket, what's not to love? Look at me differently. Blah, blah, blah. It's not worth it because I spit up on might have had a fancy coat of arms on. If I was really a prince, I wouldn't mind sitting around here, I can tell you that much. I've already gone to take what is rightfully mine. And then I'd come back with an army. I could watch the guards and merchants who pushed me around all my life, bow and scrape before me. But that's not going to happen. Want to hear the real story? True story is boring. My family is human, both my father and my mother. They used to live in a village nearby, I forget the name. When my ma had me, an old man got so mad he almost killed her. Pinned her to the wall and started asking questions like why his son had horns and a tail. Well, my mom told him that her mother, my grandmother, used to fool around with a demon. When he heard this, Daddy Dearest got drunk, thrashed the house, and took off. I don't remember any of this, of course. My grandma told me. I was about 3 years old when my mom brought me to Canada and left me with my grandmother. She said, you and your demon have ruined my life, and now you can handle it. Then she left. I haven't seen her or my dad since. She did leave a blanket, though. That part was true, but my grandma burned it because it was infested with lice. It wasn't even good enough to use as a rag. People used to give her trouble for fooling around with a demon. She wasn't even welcome anywhere, so she got angry. Normal kids get bedtime stories, see, but the only tales that I got told were how my dad was worthless and my mom was a slut. And I was demon spawned that no one cared about. She only kept me so I could help around the house and steal things at the end. That's the truth. What do you think of Canterbury? Used to be such a hole, then the Crusaders and refugees came here and things started looking up. Although it depends on who you ask, I suppose. Witches are better steer clear of here because Islemaid's followers are ferocious, especially Herlon Chapeau, the local inquisitor. He's a tough old goat. I didn't see it myself, but a serving girl in the tavern told me that her second cousin's son from a third wife is a paladin. And he said that Herlon takes the unsheathed sword with him, even in the privy. When he sleeps, he puts it on the pillow next to him. And that's when he's in his cups. He strokes the blade and whispers sweetly to it. You're the only true friend. You're the only one I can rely on. Arabeth's giving me a hard time too. You, as much as look at a nice bauble, and before you can think of taking it, before your fingers even twitch, she's coming for you. With her nostrils flaring and her fangs glinting. Scary woman. But even she's better than Sister Carapacy, our boss here in Kent. And by our, I mean the thieflings. If you get caught by Arabeth, it's all out in the open. You just go to prison, or you end up as worm food. But if you step on Carapacy's toes, poof, you're gone. Just like that. No one ever sees you again. All you hear is, went to the family farm. Even though he's never had a family or a farm. Do you feel drawn to the abyss? Why, are you an inquisitor or something? What's it to you? If I've wronged someone, just come out and say it. Don't make your questions. I know how it happens. I used to know a fella. He married the sister of a guard. Some shady types got him drunk one night, started asking suspicious questions about God, about the queen. He woke up hungover with a headache, and someone's mumbling something. It smells like smoke. And his feet are kind of hot. And he looks down, there's a fire under him, and the prelate's reading out a scent. Your shadow looks strange. What kind of magic is that? Ooh. It doesn't do anything. It just looks scary. I remember when I was little, an old beggar showed me and my friends how to make a shadow puppet. You know, you put your fingers together in front of the light and it makes a shadow of a deer or a dog or a dove on the wall. I tried so hard, I wanted to make the best shadow. And I did. It just happened. Funnily enough, that's the last time I had any real friends. They tried to stone me later, screaming and calling me a demon. Tiefling is always a demon to these monks. Even the lowest ranking drunken gnome thinks he's better than me just because he hasn't got horns or a tail. The poorest beggar and the filthiest gutter thinks he's better than me. Most people would never show their shadow again after the first time, but I don't care. If stones start flying, I'll just run away. I'm used to it by now. It looks formidable. I like it. Here's the thing. I don't know what alignment. I think I want to be good, but I'm not sure I want to be lawful good. It's a harmless illusion, but you shouldn't show it to anyone. People hate it when they don't people hate what they don't understand. Ah, you're one of those people who are always scared of what might happen. You're not wrong, though. You better not talk to me in public at all, or you'll get tarred and raw. Okay? Well, he hummed and hogged. Okay. Let's see. I want to ask you something else. Are you really going to stay in the party, or are you waiting just... As if I could. There are demons and dangers around every corner. Don't worry, Chief. I'll work off my debt honestly. I won't stab you in the back or go on a run with your money. And if you buy my wares, I won't leave it all. Okay, well, show me what you can use. Whoa, he can be a merchant. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, I was going to check something. So I wonder how often I wonder if his stuff changes. Because we don't use any, well, I mean, a wand of grease could be pretty useful. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Let's check. This Cheap Tricks mod, I thought I got an update for it, and it says here, yeah, highlight copyable scrolls. Let's try that. That way we can... Mm-hmm. I don't know how it highlights them. Okay, well, we're done there. Oh, let's go downstairs and see if anybody downstairs... Yeah, that mod had the ability to highlight scrolls that we can copy into a scroll book. And I thought that would be super useful, but it's a brand new feature and I'm not sure how it works. So, okay, let's talk to Gamal. Okay, we're gonna buy a bunch of these. We'll buy... Whenever the wearer of these gloves casts a first level spell, it deals 1 damage. That spell deals 1 additional point of damage per die rolled. Ooh, that's pretty nice. Do we have any... Ooh, potions of lesser restoration. Okay, well. Time to go to our... let's talk to Camellia. Okay, oops. Talk later. Alright, let's talk to Ember.
Tread lightly.
Save. Well, they call me Ember. I used to live in River City and now I walk with you. That's my story. Why do they call you Ember? I've had many names. When I was little, Mom and Dad called me Dove or Cricket or Kitten. Dad called me his ray of sunshine. When Mom was cross, she called me by a long name, a grown-up one. I can't remember it no matter how hard I try. Then, when I came to live in the River City, the good people called me different funny names, like Ember or Torch or Smoky. I don't know why. They called me Bird Brain because I have a crow. They called me Lucky 7 because of my fingers. She girl raises her hands, and the middle finger on her right hand and the 2 smaller fingers on her left missing. They sometimes called me grilled meat and said I was stupid. But I didn't feel hurt. I mean, they're right. I really am silly. They didn't mean to hurt me. I like ember. It's a good word. Embers are like people. On the outside, they're gray and cold like the stones, but they're warm inside. You can blow on them and they'll start a fire and help you survive a cold night. And that's wonderful, isn't it? Ember it is. Where are you from? Far away from the flower country. The girl gestures vaguely off in the distance. It's so beautiful there. Everywhere there's flowers blooming, golden towers and waterfalls, and everyone is like me with pointy ears. There's no round-eared people, no short ones, no horned heads. We live together. We live there together, me, my mom, and dad. Mom and dad argued a lot. Dad used to say that the good people should go on the crusade and fight demons. Mom said that was silly because it was so far away and none of our business, and that we shouldn't abandon his child. She meant me. But he didn't abandon me. He took me along. He said I was born the same year that the hole to the demon world opened. He said that I was a sign and I would be one of the heroes who close it. Of course, I'm not a hero, but I'm here anyways, helping as much as I can. Where did you get your scars? It happened by accident. My dad and I came sailing down the river to join the crusade. Dad said that all the good people were going to the whirlwind to heal it. He said the crusaders were the best people in the world and together we were going to win. Though when I arrived in the river city, the crusaders got everything mixed up. They thought my dad and I were bad and decided to burn us at the stake. Dad died and I cried so loudly that one good night realized it was all a big mistake. He started yelling at the other crusaders, even the one in charge, and then walked right in the fire and got me out. The others wanted to stop him, but he took his sword and scared them away. Oh my gosh. That kind night took me to a healer, and learned later that while the knight was pulling me from the flames, he himself was burned so badly that he died not long after. But I'm still alive, a few fingers missing, and my skin is funny. And I've lived in River City ever since. I never had my own house. Oh, she calls this place River City. Okay. Never had my own house, but I have had many friends, and then the demons came, and then I met you, and you know what happened after that. Is it really so easy for you to forgive them? I'm not sure I would be so merciful. And that lynch mob called them themselves. No one can say how much good or evil they have in them. No one can see into a soul. Ember smiles and tilts her head. Her inquisitive look wanders over your face as if she's trying to look into your soul. No one knows until it's time to check. Do you worship any deity? Dad taught me to pray to Iomade. He said she was a kind goddess and that people called to the crusade, and she called people to the crusade against evil. The knights who burned me and my dad and me worshipped her too. They even lit the fire with a prayer to her. And then she did nothing to help us. But then one kind knight, alone, without any gods, changed his mind and saved me. I think the gods are the same as us. They don't understand anything. They're scared of everything and they hurt themselves and the rest of us. People worship gods only because they're afraid of being responsible for themselves. And then the gods listen to the praise and they become smug and arrogant and begin to believe they're better than us. They're no better. They're just silly sinners like the rest of us. Sometimes I pray to different gods, different ones, the good ones, the bad ones. I ask them to stop fighting and hurting each other. I don't know if they ever hear me, but if they do, the knight who wanted to burn me, he was able to change his mind about a good deed. And if he can change, maybe Baphomet can too. How did you survive on the streets? There are many good people in River City. When I sang for them in the streets, they'd often give me coins or bread, or sometimes even clothes. I shared everything with the other homeless, and they showed me where it's safe to sleep, where I could get out of the rain and cold, and where I could find discarded things. When the demons destroyed River City, I looked for my friends and found no one. They probably all died. The homeless have no supplies or weapons or basements to hide in, and the knights won't protect them either. The knights are like gods, too self-important. They're off saving the world after all. What do they care about the homeless? Where do your magical powers come from? These tricks? I have them from my grandma. She used to be my father's grandma. And before that, his father's. Never seen her myself. She's very clever and kind. When I lived in the streets, sometimes she left food for me or a blanket in the winter. Sometimes I feel her stroking my hair as I fall asleep. If I open my eyes, there's no one near. She also sent me Suit. She tells Suit how to do different tricks. Suit teaches me. It appears the girl doesn't know exactly who gives her these powers, but she can guess from her words that her patron is Andaletta, powerful Archon, one of the Imperial Lords known as Grandmother Crow. Interesting. Thank you for your answers. You're always so cheerful. How do you remain so hopeful when surrounded by such horror? Hope? Tilts her head and continues to smile. No. Hope is a lie. What should we hope for? Why? What should we hope for? The world is in the hands of demons. The gods can't help. Or they don't want to. Or they forgot about us altogether. The people know they're about to be eaten by demons. And they quarrel with each other. And then fight and steal. There's no hope. Only us. We'll have to win without hope. It'll be hard. The entire abyss is against us. We can only win by some miracle, which means we have to make one happen. What other choice we have? We'll work a miracle and win because we have to. Okay, I have to go. Okay.
I'm gone.
I'm gone. Okay, so let's go to our chest and play with the inventory boss. So let's see. I have a composite longbow +1. And a kukri. And a purple stone knife. Can't be unequipped. Okay. Ember has a light crossbow. She has the talking weapon. Do we have any masterwork light crossbows? Okay, so let's look for a masterwork light crossbow. Okay, so keep the composite shortbow. We don't have anybody who can use scimitars. We don't have anybody who can use sling staffs. I mean, that's just a... That's just a dueling sword. We don't have anybody using short spears. Maybe we can. Cold iron. Club with nails. Nobody's using club with nails. Who's using a throwing axe? Yo. Yeah, we'll take care of that. So. Javelin. Okay, so let's not sort. Okay, let's go through this stuff in price sending. We're not going to mess with anything that's normal. We have a composite short bow if we need. Okay. Masterwork. Masterwork composite. Heavy crossbow. Masterwork. Masterwork. 2 masterwork glaives. We're probably not going to need 2 masterwork glaives anytime soon. Being that we've got this glaive. Masterwork warhammer. Masterwork sword. Masterwork scythe. Scimitar. Longbow. Heavy flail. Old iron javelin. Go away. Mace can go away. And old iron dueling sword and that force. Okay, all this stuff can get sold.
Follow my steps.
Let's sell that. Thanks. Deal.
Let's head out.
And let's see, we don't need these. Let's think. Okay. I have a feeling we're not going to need Hozilla's orders anytime soon. Ingredients. Some of these things weigh. Yeah, there's definitely some weight here. It's minor, but we can probably do split. Take 5 of these, put them here. Split 5 of these, there. There we go. Lowered the weight of that. Okay, this is regular leather armor. All this stuff is just regular armor. Okay, I basically have no weight on me now. Which is great. So let's save our game. We're just going to save over back at the heart. And we're going to rest. Okay. What other scrolls can I make? Can we only? Hate that I clicked escape there. This is what I wanted to do. Can we put her on there? And then her? Here? And then if we go to the... Oh, yeah, she can't scribe. I see. Okay. Then she can help. Magic missile's pretty good to have out of all these. Roll of shield could be pretty nice. We'll just keep doing magic missiles. Okay, begin resting.
It's sad to see Canabres in this state. Back in Neathholm, I imagine the city up here would be less... on fire.
What's gonna happen to it? They'll rebuild the place, surely, but how are they gonna patch over the holes in the cobblestones? That's what I'm wondering.
That's a good question. Okay. Game autosaved.
Let us be careful.
Oh, we can talk to Nino here. Girl, I am pleased with you. I asked you to bring me to safety, and that's exactly what you did. Indeed, having a follower to aid me is most efficient and frankly pleasing. With you on hand, I shall conquer new horizons, plumb the depths of knowledge, peer... There... I can't say that word. They're out. Unknown and scale the dizzying heights of future discoveries. What I mean, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude. I foresee immense potential in our future cooperation. You always express your delight so effusively. I don't know what that word is. We're gonna have to look up a word because I think I know what it means based on context, but I want to know effusively. Okay, great emotion. Yes. What? Who are you? Enia stares at you for a while, bewilderment in her eyes, and then is replaced by recognition. Oh, yes, my new follower. So, what am I supposed to do? Oh, yes, I must provide some verbal encouragement for your as yet modest achievements and try to induce you to strive for such encouragement, more of such encouragement. That is the principle that underpins any training. She frowns, but only an instant. Ah, I see. Your modest nature was unsettled by the overabundance of my gratitude. I do apologize for putting you in such an awkward position. I will never praise you again unless I forget. But let's get back to business at hand. Your new assignment will be to take me to inconspicuous ruins that are located in an even more inconspicuous valley lying between Canterbury and Dresden. As soon as it is reasonably practical, I will mark the place on your map with a large cross so you won't forget. What's so special about these ruins? I'm glad you asked. It is my greatest hypothesis, my secret project, and I won't pass up the opportunity to share it with you because you are my most loyal follower and worthy of possessing such knowledge. She rubs her nose. And because you were the first person to ever ask me about it. Okay, that's pretty funny. Some time ago, I was walking around the border of the one world wound, and I met a strange person. He was wearing frayed gray robe, and his face was hidden behind an odd white mask. Of course, I didn't miss the opportunity to ask him about the reasons for his absurd appearance. And do you know what he said to me? He said, I am the answer, but what is the question? Then he walked off in the direction of the world wound. We've seen that guy. The next day, I had already forgotten about the first encounter, and I had a similar encounter. This time, I met an elven woman. Judging by the pointy ears sticking out from behind the mask, I am the answer, but what is the question? She said before walking off towards the world wound. And then I realized everything became clear to me. I know a mystery when I see one. Consider this one of my myriad of talents. Nina rubs the tip of her nose. After all, these geysers weren't simply on their way to a costume party, were they? After examining several maps, I determined that they were all headed in one direction, to a place not far from Canterbury. A place which I've marked as nameless ruins even on ancient Sarkorian maps. That's where I need to go. Unraveling the secret of this place will be my greatest discovery. It will secure my place in history, or even perhaps even in legend. How do you know where we need to go? Do you know how to find a beehive in a forest? You just have to catch 2 bees and set them free in 2 different locations of the forest, and remember the directions they fly in. Then you take a map and draw lines showing the bees' routes. The place where the lines intersect will mark the location of the beehive. Fascinating, yes? By the way, forest bees do not make any honey. Nino sighs. I used the beehive principle here, too. For a couple of months, I tracked strange people in the masks and observed the direction in which they were traveling. I collected the coordinates and mapped their estimated routes and made a discovery. All the routes intersected at nameless ruins not far from Canterbury. What do you expect to find there? I haven't the slightest idea. If I knew it was hidden there, I wouldn't be so eager to go. Why do you need me? Don't you see? This is a legendary secret place. Who knows what may happen to me after I lift the veil and uncover the workings of the universe? My mortal body may be unable to contain the knowledge, or perhaps I will ascend to become equal with the gods themselves. I need you to write down everything that happens and report on my fate to the interested parties in Absalom. And don't forget to praise me as I deserve while you're there. You know, these ruins of yours may turn out to be just that, ruins. She shrugs. In any case, I'll write this experiment off as a failure and start another one. I don't know which experiment I'll try next. Okay. Well, now, so off we go. Did I make... So now you know. Oh, well, she says, well, now you know. So off we go. Nino frowns. Did I just make a rhyme? Perhaps I've discovered poetic talent myself. Let's conduct an experiment. Quickly say any word and I'll try to find a rhyme for it. Right away. Science? That's when thinkers make an alliance. Intellectual defiance. Not the best rhymes, don't you think? Well, this experiment was unsuccessful. We learned that I have no poetic talent at all. Nino sighs. But it's no reason to despair. Having a gift of poetry in addition to my inexhaustible intelligence would have been a little too much. Besides, I'm catastrophically busy, and I have no time to spend on writing poetry. I don't like it when you call me girl. My name is Cytra. On the grand scale of world history, your name is irrelevant, and I have no reason to remember it. You see, the brain of any given one individual can contain a limited number of facts. I only expend my memory on things that are truly important. The laws of thermodynamics, divine historica, linear geography, things that will lead Galarian to a brighter future. She rubs her nose. Besides, what if I make a great discovery and I won't be able to remember it because my memory is full of outdated, useless information? What a nightmare that would be. What a loss for a whole Galarian. You remember your own name, right? Only so. I know what to put on the author's name in the encyclopedia. Are there any other names worth remembering? There are, and to my deepest regret, there are too many of them. Nino heaves a sigh that would befit a grief-stricken old man. The names of the gods and demigods, the names of the rulers, conquerors, and other persons, by some reason deemed great by the people of Galarian, they etch their names in history, and alas, every self-respecting, educated person must know them. But there are some names I am happy to remember. Great scientists, some of them divine, others mortal, true keepers of knowledge and great experimentalists, pioneers of knowledge. Iori, Nethys, Arliu, and Arliu Vorish. Arliu Vorish opened the world wound. She's a betrayer of humanity. It's her fault the demons are admiring Galarian. I didn't expect you to mention Arlie Vorash. Interesting. You think so, too? She's a she's the greatest of the greatest. Just imagine, she managed to open a rift from Galarian to the Abyss. No one knew how. No one believed it possible. No one even dreamed such a thing, and she just did it. It was the experiment of the century. Wipes a tear from her eye. I would have been so happy if I could have been in her place. Of course, some part of Galarian's population died as a result of the experiment, and the Crusaders are still wrestling with the consequences to this day. This very essence of what Arilu, maybe it's Arilu, managed to do was a breakthrough of cosmic significance, both figuratively and literally. Sooner or later, the world wound will be closed. Peace will return to Galarian. As for the victims of the ongoing war, they will be remembered as unfortunate but unavoidable sacrifices made at the altar of science. She blinks at you perplexed. Were we talking about something? Tell me about yourself. I am an explorer, a pilgrim, a yet-to-be-recognized scientific luminary, future author of the Encyclopedia Galactica, and a rector of all of Alam's universities at once. Future rector, I should say. Nina speaks in one breath as if reeling off a practice monologue. That information should be enough to satisfy your curiosity, because I doubt I'll be able to tell you more than that. Oh, you're a follower of Nethys, right? Then tell me, when is the cube is the red is the spear? This is one of those puzzles Nethys followers entertain themselves with instead of engaging in serious scientific work. I have no time to waste on these mystic charades or any other religious. But she lowers her head. The cube is the red is the sphere. That makes no sense. Unless this cube is made of strawberry gelatin with its corners bitten. Where are you from? That information is irrelevant. So I've decided to forget it. Why did you become a scientist? That information is irrelevant. You have a circle tattooed on your shoulder. What does it mean? Oh, that. I do not remember the circumstances of its creation, but I like it. I prefer to think of it as a zero, null, or nothing. A center point of an origin, a coordinate. It reminds me of how much the unknown, the information, It reminds me of how much of the unknown the world there is to explore. Don't you remember how you got this tattoo? Information is irrelevant. So I decided to forget it. How can you decide to forget important pieces of information? This is just one of my many talents. The secret is to stop thinking about the thing you want to forget, and then the main thing is to not remember anything you don't need, to filter it, to get right to the essence. I'll teach you someday unless I forget. What's this encyclopedia? The Encyclopedia Galactica will be published in 100 volumes, 1,000 pages each, plus the author's addenda, appendices added by future co-authors and critical commentary. Addenda indexation is still in question. I just like the number 100, but I'm not sure I'll be able to keep it within the established word limit. It will be a magistral piece of scholarship that will be part of mandatory curriculum of every educational institution worth mentioning. In it, I intend to describe every object, item, fact, and personality that is present on, or at least somehow related to, Galarian. My calculations show that I have completed no more than 1% of this monumental book. Oof. Do you remember your parents, your past, or is that irrelevant too? All of it is irrelevant on a grand scale of world history, and I have no reason to remember such things. What were we talking about? Ugh, I'll stop torturing you with questions for now. What were we talking about? I have to go. Wow. But to shake off Inquisitors chasing you takes 5 times as long. The experiment proved by running while clad in heavy armor is not burdensome.
Tread lightly.
Okay. So we had more conversations with her. So let's go have conversation with Lan. Okay. He doesn't have anything new. Okay, let's
I'm
leave.
gone.
I think we're ready. Yeah, you can see. Okay, let's go to the mall. Let's go see what we've got. We're gonna leave Ember here. We may have to start taking Ember instead of Nanio, but okay. So we've been here, we've been there, we've been there. We really need to go to the Blackwing Library and Gorm's Mansion. Okay, let's go to the Blackwing Library. Someone is on the road. Get ready. Someone?
They will break against our resolve.
Oh, there's a messenger. Okay, you go
You've crossed
there.
the wrong mongrel.
Into the fray!
You won't survive me.
Attack!
What are these guys resistant to? Acid, cold, and fire, of course. All the energies. Like, it totally just makes her, her attacks are useless. Okay. Let's talk to the messenger. Why, I am alive. Woo. I felt like half the abyss and Arliu herself were on my tail back there. Commander Terabed sent me to find you. Thank the good gods I found you before it's sick. The commander wants you to come back and help protect Defender's heart right away. What? What are we waiting for? Let's go. Well, okay.
Follow my steps.
It doesn't look like. Thank you for coming to our aid. Okay, I'm ready to start the battle. Guess we're doing this. I wonder if I could have walked around and talked to people to...
Refuse to accept their statement. You're irrelevant. The world's in crimson. Mind over muscle. Let's head out. No time for debates. I'll remove the obstacle.
Endure this!
You're irrelevant.
Make every strike count!
Wide open.
The inheritor. Guide my blade.
Forwards. Solid plan.
The light. Hit you.
Cover me, all right?
Okay, I think we did okay.
Stab you or zap you. Why not both?
No contest.
Issue with the fray.
Mind over muscle.
Did you see that? You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Tactical retreat!
Guide my blade.
Attack.
It's all your fault.
The light. Take you.
Aim carefully.
You won't survive me.
The spirits demand your blood.
Endure this!
This condition is irrational.
Your pain is my pleasure.
Make every strike count.
Die already.
obstacle.
A solid plan.
Glory without risk. Into the fray.
You are today's sacrifice!
Okay. I guess that went well. Victory. What about our losses? Well, the battle wasn't easy, but thanks to you, we choose them up and spit them out again. And they thought they could break us, but they only bolstered our spirits. Will there be another attack? I doubt. The demons aren't paying for the organization. We'll strike a blow at the great garrison long before the attack. Thanks. Congratulations on the victory. Okay. Okay. Let me... Save game after attack on part.
Let us be careful.
Still need to go to the tower.
Tread lightly.
Guess I don't get any of that loot. Okay. To the library. Again. Should we fight or evade? Let's evade. Hanged cultists. Okay, we'll fight. We evaded one, we'll fight the other. Because we need experience. So. Okay, so let's
I'll watch your
drink
back.
some potions.
Go for their hearts!
Why can't I? I wish they would make their maps so small.
Attack!
Can we retreat already?
Encounter. You'll find the storyteller. Lost bag. Sure, we're gonna go get the lost bag. All right, let's go to the tower.
I was never good at stealth, but I'll try.
What the? Give into the strange instinct. Put out those flames. Or laugh on it. Or I don't believe you. You are a traitor. Quickly, you worms. If you keep dwelling, I'll throw you into the furnace. Turns his forces, keeping the king's sword and bringing on. Report, who are you? You Crusader, I hereby give you a Thank you, madam. Report, who are you? Stop, listen to your guts. Stop wasting valuable fuel. You like burning books? Go rig the Great Garrison Library. Our enemies might try to seek in them. Gosh, it's the storyteller. He survived. As an elf with a beard, I guess the worst can be found even among the best. A bearded elf, how very interesting. If you please, I would like to pluck a hair out of that phenomenon manifesting in your chin. Interest in science, of course. Hello. I'm the storyteller. I wish to thank my rescuers. That is you, if I'm not mistaken. Storyteller. Ha, that's the first I've heard of an old timer. That sweet name. How come you didn't burn in the fire? The truth, I do not know. I felt the heat. It was so strong. I waited for the pain and the burning. It was unscalable, but the smoke did nearly finish me off. If I some form of magical protection against the fire, I don't know by what means. I may have acquired it, but just another oddity in my collection for the inexplicable. Who are you? Okay, for the sake of everybody else. Okay. We can't not help him. If it's up to me, Grandfather Elf, I'd throw you over my shoulder and carry you out of here. This is no place for old folks. I'm taking you to the Defender's Heart. Please accept my sincere thanks once again. Please, don't rush. I'll struggle to keep up with you. We'll take him back. Hmm. Where is the storyteller? Oh, Anivia's over here now. Where is the storyteller? Okay, we need to talk to all those people, but I don't see where the storyteller is. Let's talk to Staunton first. Oh, there he is. I'll be right all that. Okay. Let's quick save. Talk to storyteller. Black ring with 2 scarlet runes on it. Storyteller training. Maribeth has explained why you were looking for me. Warning the authority of Canberra that the local wardstone had been desecrated. They waved off my warnings and paid for their inaction. I have examined many wardstones, but only the one guarding Canberra, so I sense a flaw of corruption inside. A vulnerability the demons will surely use. They will be able to spread the blight inside the wardstone, corrupt it, and make it their weapon. It frightens me to think of what it would be capable of. The wardstone must be destroyed. A blight concealed. To understand the nature of this blight, we need to understand how the wardstone was created. It is hidden from can only guess. From when you remember in fear, blah blah blah. Demons called Hongo invaded the city with a crowd of followers and started to do what demons you best kill and desecrate. They said they covered the wardstone with pieces of dead bodies and splashed it with blood from top to bottom. Did such an abomination darken the radiance of the gift of animated life? Locals think it's impossible, but who knows? It was not the last attack. Many demon leaders brought their unholy forces here, even terrifying Valar Mal. Their attacks were rebuffed, and they still reached their target. I think this is when the seed of corruption was planted in stone. It wouldn't have grown on its own, but Discari himself has now come to take advantage of this weakness, and to open the abscess that has been festering for years, unnoticed by the people of Canterbury. And when the demon lord struck a blow and weakened, the weakened stone gave in. Now it's in demon hands, and there's nothing to stop him from spreading the blight to the entire stone, and from it to the other stones along the whole perimeter of the whirlwind. Who are you, and why do they like to examine the work? I am the storyteller, just an old elf, and a bit more. I am old, even for an elf, and I've seen many things in many places. Not long ago, I witnessed the making of a young kingdom in the Stolen Lands, led by a remarkable, promising individual. My advice on the complicated matter of conquering those lands proved useful to that leader. This is not uncommon for me. Some seek my advice or services, and I don't refuse. This is how I acquired my reputation as an old vagrant who's never hurt anyone, stayed out of other squabbles, but sometimes gave good advice. I had a few friends in Niresen who vouched for my integrity. This is why my humble request was allowed to see the wardstones was granted. I visited all of them, but only found cause for alarm in Canterbury. Yes, to a certain extent, but it is more of a gift. I can see the past, stories that happened, and if I touch an object, the shreds of its owner's memories are revealed to my mind, their emotions, their passions, their tragedies. I see visions like I am them, and their stories happen to me. This is my power. I've been roaming around the world gathering such stories for thousands of years. One day I will gather them all. Can they follow like flashes? It's possible serpent couldn't. In that case, making every effort to destroy the corruption. Fortunately, I don't know where to get an instrument powerful enough to banish it from the wardstone. As far as I know, it's nothing like it in Canterbury, but maybe the demons have. I heard the dying roar of Torendalev, the silver dragon protected the city. At the same time, I felt an unfamiliar power sweep over me from head to toe. I would advise you to go to where Torendalev Paris and search there for something. I'm sorry, I can't be more specific, but intuition and that strange sense of rightness tell me to point you there. Present the purple knife. I found it in the square where Tarundel perished. What do you make of it? The storyteller reaches out and says softly, "Even from here, I can feel the strange energies emanating from this project. If you don't mind, I'd like to examine it using my method. I will try to see the past of the owner of the motion." Touches the knife, clamping around the hilt. I hunger. My many legs bring me into the lair, my mother's feasting hall, her swollen body overfilled with food. I have to look at it with all of my eyes at once. On top of her scrawny little head with a long beak that is yearning for me. My mother greets me with a placid screech. Stupid, greedy wretch, whose only achievement is my birth, a creeping wingless creature, pure fault I have no way. A symbol of greatness, a birthright I should have received from my mighty father. Mother points me to a crowd of whimpering subjects. Thus I fortify myself with their pathetic flesh. Not today. I summon my spawn and fly to me, enveloping me in a teeming cloud. Like dark buzzing wings, they unfold behind my back and lift me up. Mother has always been stronger, but she did not expect this. I dive on her and rip her limp, bloated body with my claws. Ichor spatters, bone meat, singular flesh. I punch beautiful tiny head and tear it off with shreds of meat. Victory! I am the strongest. I am the son of my winged father. Appalling. Stories like this are the most difficult ones to keep with me. Even looking at the ward stones is difficult. Despite the corruption nesting in it, it still has an aura of strength. Your fingers clench the stone hilt so tight it hurts. A little spot of the flawless surface of the wardstone draws your attention. It looks like a butterfly. Corruption in the guise of something utterly harmless, but it will grow. You swing and stab the butterfly with the knife as hard as you can. Your fingers cramp painfully. A howl invades your ears. Light, bright light everywhere. The stone knife falls from the elf's hand, out of breath. He is trembling with terror on his face. What was that? That was not part of the past. That was something that is yet to happen, or rather might happen. One of the roads of the future. In one of the possible futures, this item will help you cleanse the ward stone or destroy it. Oh, interesting. You feel the longing to take the stone chisel and plunge it into your chest, right where the wound had opened up in it. It's hard to resist this feeling. With the last moment of your self-preservation instinct takes over and you manage to control your own hands. The old man stands up completely stunned. Never before has anything like this happened to me, but now... But how? I am not an oracle or a prophet, or is this another riddle from the past that has caught up with me? I must find out. Seeing stories that have happened is one thing, but seeing stories that are yet to happen... I don't know why this is happening now, but there's one thing I'm sure of. This is not a coincidence. A sign of coming changes, great change. I shared your vision, and this knife tempted me. Did you see what I saw? This has never happened before. Could it be the magic of the object that you brought me? I sense dark energies in that can cloud and charm a mind. Be careful with this item. It may have tried to influence you, but you managed to overcome its power and subdue it. Or perhaps something else happened to us, and something we do not yet understand. Who were you in your vision? I don't know, someone strong and desperate enough to resort to extreme measures. I felt what I was doing had to be done. Powers are amazing. A few minutes ago, I would have agreed with you. That thing that has just happened, it disturbs you. My gift has manifested. They've never manifested like this. Something's changed, and these changes frighten me. Powerful forces like dormant in the sword. It used to be an incredibly bright and daring soul. Proud Telendula, protector of the Nightmares. devoted your life to your people, your destiny goes to us. But maybe I will be able to find something out about it. What a peculiar weapon. I sense intelligence in it, but it seems vintage. Ah, Grandpa Elf. Watch where you're poking your fingers. It tickles. We have a gold buckle, an old thing that created long ago by divine will, the power that gave birth to its lost in darkness. However, the relic will still lives on, and it changed it. I wonder what secret it is hiding. Would you like to know? Bring me 5 vials of magic essence, and I will revive this object. And with it is story. Tell me what you see. Hello, Grandpa Elf. Hello, Finian. Takes a deep breath. I'm coming too again. How long have I been here? They kept me in the cage for 3 days. I don't know. I know this because 3 times light under the door disappeared for a long time, and then they chained me to a table. And the bladesmith, everyone calls him a bladesmith, he placed a device with a jar over me. It feels like I'm being fried. At first I tried to break free. I got so tired, then I screamed, and now I've lost my voice, though the pain is burning right through me. I think I lost consciousness again, but when I woke up the pain was gone, and I wasn't tied to the table anymore. I wasn't standing near it, and someone else was laying on the table, a burned corpse, covered with black crust. The master took out a handsaw and was sawing off his head, very focused way. Should have run back then, but I couldn't for some reason. This burned corpse had a symbol on his belt, just like I do. An eye and a star, my favorite belt, a good one. Where would a stranger go? It must have been someone from my clan, some distant family member. Storyteller stops when speaking again. You only hear in a muffled whispers. Those crusaders. I was glad when I saw them. I thought they'd come to help, but how? How was it that I killed them all? Someone told me to, and I obeyed. I don't understand. I understand nothing now. I need to catch my breath. I need this to stop just for a minute. I have to understand what's happening. I just need rest. He shakes his hair, slowly coming to sense. The dead have no future, but I see an endless ocean on a good day, and the boat flying over the waves. I'm so excited. I don't know whose vision this is. Is it the soul existing here now, or the soul reborn? Thank you for your story. Come on, Grandpa Elf, I can take care of myself. I'm not a kid, and I don't know what horrors you're talking about. Don't worry about it, alright? Just look after yourself. Oh, all this reading. I'm flying. I can finally spread my wings. I'm gliding over the broad river. The sunset has turned to the surface. I see my reflection. It is as if another silver dragon rising from me to meet the dust. Who is this? My scales on my chest are black. And the darkness is spreading over my body. I wake up, a clear sky above me, blazing with heat. I'm in human form. The red dust of the wound clings to my cracked lips. Someone is carrying me on a stretcher, made of shields and spears. I am so weak I can barely lift a hand to my face. The sight of my own hand terrifies me. It is black and the skin glistens like the scales melt on fire. I'll probably cry out. No, these are thoughts. The Crusaders carrying me are good friends. I'm glad they do not suffer, but I hate them. And myself so much. Pain and hatred pierce me all at once. But it's because of them. All because of them. Someone walking beside me touches me. The only thing I can hear is your mentor. He will come. He will help. And I lose consciousness. Is she on our side? Tarantula has come a long way. Her unit was ambushed by demons once. She was infected with foulness. The Tarantula you met in Canberras had gone through many trials and regained her former purity. What happened next? Sometimes the past can be as vague as the future. We all know Tarantula's story ended. How it ended, but the beginning is hidden from us. Maybe if you find something else that used to belong to her, we'll know more about her struggle. Okay. And present radiant. However, no matter what we learn, remember her soul, the soul of a true dragon, overcame every obstacle, endured every torment. She was able to purify herself. For dragons are truly powerful, not only in body, but in spirit too. Interesting. Dresden's doomed. Demons were attacking right when we lost the protection of the Sword of Valor. My city, the Bastion of Hope. We built you as a symbol, and the lands mutilated by the Abyss can be restored to mortals. But now you are perishing, and there's nothing I can do. We retreat, we flee. Frightened crowd rushes into the night through the southern gate. They are chased by angry howls of demons, the last defenders of the citadel. My heart goes out to them, but I'm standing still on the wall, and I'm covering the retreat. Demons do not attack. They seethe around you, fall from the sky, and strike up from all sides, all at once. They can't be stopped. But they can be distracted. I run to the upper floor of the gate. Radiance glows with illumination. I permit myself to close my eyes for just one heartbeat. I imagine that the soft glimmering of the sword that I can see through closed eyelids is the light of the summer sun, and I smile. I open up my eyes and call out, "Hey, Discari Spawn. Who wants the best trophy of the night? You know my name, Yano. You know how many of you I've killed by this very hand? You want to curry favor with Darazan, Najo, or the echo of your lord? Bring them my head if you can." The last demon I saw was radiant suddenly recoils, and he was no more. The golden glow in my hands. The night closes in on me, shrieking, a mocking demon of laughter. Dresden, I'm dying with you. Light of the sword, righteous high on me to accept my soul. I know whose memory this is. I've heard about her so many times. Yano was a true crusader. Touching her memory is so cleansing. You see the future of this sword? Just one of numerous possibilities. The blind elf touches the sword hilt, and metal rings in his voice. I slide out of my sheath swiftly. I proudly watch the army of warriors led by my lady. I sing, slashing in the air, putting courage in their hearts. I am radiance, trembles, the of Dresden. My lady Yano has perished, but I am not done yet. Charge. Okay, we'll present the knife to him. Oh yeah, we already did. Can I help you? There's a manuscript offered by an elf from Keonan who witnessed Earthfall. For personal reasons, I would like to examine it, but no matter how hard I try, I failed to find it. Even in the Blackwing Library, I only found a mention of the manuscript. It exists to be held somewhere in the city. What were you doing there? Okay. All right. Want to know more about you? Oh. Okay, so this is... I don't need to read all this because I'm just going to click through it so the game knows I've read it. But I'm sure this is all the same stuff from the last game. Okay, I have to go. Whew.
Let's head out.
Okay, something... Oof. I don't want to talk to this guy. Do you know anything about Pathfinder and Amphibian Dismar? Missing in the wound at the end of the Second Crusade. His name has been on the list of the fallen for a while. But I'm here. I'm alive and well. Right in your list, I'm back, and soon I'll file a detailed report on everything that's happened to me. I knew it was just a misunderstanding, but now everything will return to normal. I need to write. My folks probably think I'm dead too. Poor lad, but such is the fate of a Pathfinder. We face the unknown, but sometimes the unknown wins and our minds can't take it. Okay. So
Let us be careful.
let's go look at our journal. We need to find more things that happened to her. That's outside. That's outside. Oh, we need to do this. Okay. We're not going to talk to her yet. We're just going to leave that for now. I don't want to push the story forward. I want to do some of these side quests.
Tread lightly.
Okay, so we're going to go back up here because I didn't actually look around there. I thought he was going to join our party as like a special person and then be able to go.
You've crossed the
You
wrong
can handle them,
mongrel.
right?
Mind over muscle.
I'm gone.
I like being able to pop through those things fast. Oh wait, let's... This says kill Raymond. Let's go in there. We're going to try to fix that. I'm going to see if we can actually... View to the faithful. Vomit. Okay, so we need to go in here and find the temple. I thought I saw him there, but holy smokes, plan is like, we gotta go. Huh. I don't see him anywhere. Okay,